When I originally learned how to fly airplanes, there was an instructor, and he was in his late 70s and had retired from the airlines at that point. And in front of us, there's a book. It's the U.S. Federal Aviation Regulation and Aeronautical Information Manual, and it's about 3 inches thick. And what he said was, 60 years ago when I learned how to fly, this book was only 1 centimeter thick. He said that all of those pages had been written in someone's blood. Like they had to add regulations for every time there was a mistake or a scenario. They would investigate it, and then they added additional rules. So by the time I learned how to fly, 60 years later than he did, just to be allowed to start to learn how to fly an airplane, you had to read thousands of pages and understand the lessons that had been learned by every pilot who had an issue. Now, if you think about that from a cyber perspective, how many events don't get fully investigated and don't get communicated and don't become part of the education for people who are making decisions around cyber? The manual is getting written very slowly because we're not open about breach events. When a crash happens or a breach in cyber, it's not getting investigated by experts and making its way into a manual about how to specifically perform those functions.